Hey guys, welcome to videos. Today I'm going to be building a shed, but it's going to be a house. So it makes sense to be like a really tiny house. Okay. So I want it to be about this big. I'm guessing this counts as a shed, like a house. So that's what I'm going to use is this. The thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to like cut that off. So like this will just be the area. This will be like the bathroom area. So this is what it's going to be like. So the first thing I'm going to do is make it linen, and it's going to be wood, not some of these beautiful planks. I think I'm going to make it a little bit darker though, like that. Okay, so now that's done, now I'm going to add some pillars. So I'm just going to use these plain thin pillars because I don't want them to stand out too much. Does that make sense? I am going to change the color to linen, so you won't really, I mean you can see them, but you won't really be able to see them. Okay, now I'm going to add a roof. So for the roof, I'm just going to use one of these gable roofs. I'm hoping it will. Okay, yes, that's exactly how I wanted it. Okay. Okay, and then I'm just going to do dark stone gray and asphalt. Okay, then for this, it's going to be linen, like this custom color. And this will be this. Okay, there you go. Okay, there you go. Alright, so now that's done. Now I'm going to be adding a door to go into the house, and I also need it to add a little path. Yeah, like I said, it's gonna be a really little house, a very little house. It's like hardly even like a house, really. Okay, so now that's done. Now I'm just going to. Okay, and then I'm going to go to fence. Actually, I'm thinking I'm just gonna add this plain short fence here, and now let's just make concrete. This would be 2, and this would be that color. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now that's done. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some gardening. So I'm just going to make it simple and add 2 round bushes here. I'll make it moss colored. Okay, and now for the door. I don't exactly know what I want to do for the door. Maybe a French door or a fine French. I think I'm going to do fine French door. I haven't used one of these doors in a while, so. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there's the door. Okay, so now I need to go to electronics and add a little doorbell here. There. Okay, and then I also need to go to lighting and add some lamps on the sides, just so you can actually, kind of see. Linen. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so now that's done. Now I want to, so for like around here, I want to add like little lights here. So I'm gonna add some, can you add them here? Some of these little pole thingies. So I'm just gonna add 2 here. Well, they're all really bright. I'm gonna make them linen, but it will light up a little area, so that will make it a lot better. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now that's done. Now I'm going so I need to add windows, but I don't think I will be able to add windows here. Okay, so let's go ahead and start on the inside. So the first thing I'm gonna do is do the flooring here as well. Okay, then it's just gonna be pretty much this, except the planks. Okay, and now I'm just gonna do the same thing here. Okay, so now that's done. Now I'm going to make the coloring, I think, maybe flint, or I'm just gonna do maybe fossil, and then I'm going to use polished horizontal wood planks. Okay, now I'll just go ahead and do the same thing here. Okay, so now that's done. I do need to add some lights, because as you can tell it's pretty dark in here, so I'm just gonna add one of these modern sleek ceiling lights here. Also gonna add one here. So now that's done. Now I'm going to start and try to make as much as possible. Also going to add I also need to add a basic light switch. One in here somewhere. I'll probably have to fix that in a minute. But so now that's done. Now I do need to add a door. Also might add a carpet there if I have enough room to add one. So for the door, I'm just going to use a plain door. I'll set it to here, actually. move this to here. Place this like there. Okay, there we go. Okay. And then I'm going to place this back here. Okay, so now I'm going to add a window here. So for the windows, I'm going to just use curved. I think I'm just going to use one of these traditional windows here. Okay, but I am going to add some curtains. So I think for the curtains, I'm going to add some shutters just to kind of add some detail. Okay, I'm going to add these panel curtains. Okay, so now that's done. Now I'm going to add the carpet like I was talking about adding just right here and just make it oyster. Okay, so now that's done. Now I'm going to add a bed. So this is kind of where it gets tricky. So I don't know if I can sleep in this. I guess I need to see if I can sleep in one of these beds. So I guess go ahead and try it. But I don't know if it'll let me sleep in it just because I'm not a kid. Yeah, so it literally let me sleep in it. Okay, well, that's a good thing. Because that means I'll have more room to put like my stuff. Does that make sense? It's like, so I'm gonna use one of these modern kids. How should I do this? Probably like here. These modern kid beds. And then I'm just gonna make it pink, of course. Okay, and I'm not gonna do anything special really. So I'm gonna have as much as possible. Okay, and then I'm going to add add two of these here from linen, and then add a TV, books, and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna add one of these little TVs here, maybe or here. I still want to be able to add one. Okay, good. Okay, so now that's done. Now I'm going to. I think I'll just do that. Okay, so now that's done. Now I'm going to just add a little remote here. So now that's done, now everything's just matching, okay? Now I'm going to add a carpet. So I'm just going to add one of these simple round carpets here. So now that's done. Now I think I might add another window here, okay? And then I also need to go to storage and add a simplicity desk, dresser, sorry. And then also add a clothing rack here, okay? This is going to be linen. And then I'm going to have let's see, I need to have a mirror somewhere. Plant here. And I also need to add a mirror, like one of princess mirrors or something. I can add a small hinged mirror. I think I'm just going to add one of these princess mirrors. Okay, there you go. Okay. So now that's done. Now right here, I'm just going to add a poster or something. Actually, what I'm actually going to add, is so I need somewhere to put the mini fridge at. I kind of forgot about the mini fridge. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of these oak shelves and put these clothes on it and then put the mini fridge under it. I guess it'll work. Okay. Then put my mini fridge under it. Okay. Just like that. Okay. So now that's done. Now I'm going let's do something else. Okay. So now that's done. Now I'm going to add this linen, just because I kind of match these colors. Okay. Now I am going to add some books, simplicity shelves. Okay. Also, I'm making more here, which I'm going for. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. So now that's done. Now I think we're about done. Now I do want to add a trash can thing here. It's let's see which. It's just this round trash can here. Okay, there we go. Okay. So now that's done. Now I think I am going to add a poster up there or something. Or I could probably go here. And then I'm just going to make it a different color. Okay. And now I'm going to add a poster. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Okay. So now that's done. I feel like I should need to change the color of this. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to go into here. So as you can tell, it's a very small bathroom, but I'm going to try to make it work. Okay, so let's start, I guess. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to go to plumbing and get everything that I need. First thing I'm going to get is let's see, okay, hygienic shower. Okay, I need to make it this is so small. Body flush toilet, and then a box sink. Okay, there we go, that's our setup here, I guess. Okay. kind of hard to get stuff here, so I'm gonna try my best to. And yeah, okay. First thing I'm gonna get is a mirror. Okay. I'm gonna go to the bathroom stuff. Okay, add stuff. Okay, I don't know how to do. Okay, then add some toilet paper, some soap, and then also a hand towel. This is a really small bathroom, guys, so I'm trying not to take up too much room in here, but yeah, okay. And then I also need to add a modern towel hanger. Should I add that right? Here I go. Okay, so now that's done. Now I think I'm actually going to move. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now that's done. Now I think what I need to do next is make sure the lighting's good and everything. So I'm going to skip that over, and I'm going to color this dark stone gray. And then I'm also going to put one of these toothbrush thingies here. Brush your teeth. Maybe not actually. Okay. Okay, so now that's done. Now I also, so on these shelves here, I'm going to add, let's see if I need to add anything. I'm just gonna look at some stuff that if I need to add, so like I'm gonna add like some slippers here. Okay, just whatever I think is I need to add, I'm going to add. Then I'm also going to add a little lamp here. Linen, of course, but just add a little lamp there. Okay, and then what else do I need to add? I think that is about maybe a sleeping mask up here, something like that. I'm also going to need some soap for the bathroom, so I don't know where I'm gonna fit that at though. I was gonna just put it here, like two there. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then what else do I need to add? I think that's about it. You can remember this little cute bird. That's so cute. I think that's about all I need to add for my little tiny shed here. Okay. So this shed house came to a total of $9,103. So here she is. Here's the outside of it. And then here is the clothes hanging out. And here is just around it. It's kind of coming out. But I feel like it turned out pretty well. Pretty good. Okay, so here is the inside. I'm going to turn this to something else. Okay. So here it is. So you walk in and here's a mini fridge. You can get your food at. Trash can, some clothes, a little hook to hang your stuff. A little lamp. Of course you can turn off the lights. Okay, a little mirror, and then you can rest in bed and watch some TV. Okay, and then here is your bookshelves and your sleeping mask and your slippers. Okay, now in here, it's very small, but here's the bathroom. So you have your toilet here, your sink, and the shower, and you have your little soaps down here. Okay guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys will like and subscribe. Okay guys, bye!